And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Wednesday, September 27th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company. Our guest host today, Judge Inslee Hagen.
Thank you, MJ, and good morning to everyone. It's my pleasure to be here. I want to thank Coleman for this opportunity, and MJ and Susie. This is always a fun thing for me to do, to go back to my old roots in radio. And it's my pleasure this morning to welcome Bob McDonald, President and CEO of Cedarstone Bank. Simply banking, simply better. Good morning.
Judge, good morning. It's great to be with you. I told you before we came on the air when Coleman told me last week that, as Judge Tatum says, he's on special assignment. And he told me you were going to be the guest host today, and I'd look forward to that. It's always good being with you.
Well, it's great being with you, and always love talking with you. Great roots in this community, and Cedarstone Bank, let's see, is this 19 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're working on our 20th anniversary, which will be next April. That's hard for us to believe.
Well, it's outstanding, and it shows your commitment to this community and the community's belief and support of your organization.
Well, thank you. We hope that's what we endeavor to do every day, is to serve our customers and to serve our communities. And if we do that, Judge, we think that we're serving our shareholders. And so we try to take care of one another there at the bank, because we know that we have to lock arm in arm each day to do all those things together. And we enjoy it very much.
The Fed recently met and chose not to adjust the prime rate. How is that impacting banking on a local level?
Well, it's kept things stabilized for now, Judge, and we've seen unprecedented rate increases for the last 16 or 18 months, and so we bankers don't like higher rates either. I mean, we're not happy with that, just as our customers are not happy with it. It prevents some people from doing what they need to do in terms of borrowing money for some reason. It does pay higher rates on their depository products, which is good. But again, we believe that's offset by folks who might be negatively impacted from a borrowing standpoint. And while it can have a negative impact on our customers financially, it can squeeze the margins that banks
Sure.
earn. So it's not good. We understand the Fed's need to get a grip on inflation, but Coleman and I have been talking for the last year about this. I don't know that the tools the Fed has can prevent inflation like it once did. There's so many other factors in the economy other than increasing interest rates to slow things down. And Judge, there's a lot of inflation out there that is just going to be with us. It's just not going to go away.
Right.
I mean, it's just there are certain things that we're seeing an increase in certain products. With a price increase, it will just never come down. It's just embedded into the product. And so I don't know that the Fed trying to get their benchmark inflation rate to 2%, I don't know if that's really realistic anymore. So I'm hoping that they're reevaluating that.
Right.
If they were to ask me, which they will not, that's what I would encourage them to do.
I would hope that Mr. Powell would reach out to you at some point and get your input.
That's what I would think. I would hope he would. I told Coleman a few weeks ago, Susan and I were on vacation out west, and we were on our way into Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and coincidentally, the Fed was having their annual meeting at this hotel that we stopped in for lunch. And I kept hoping he would come out and ask me to join their symposium, but he never did.
He probably didn't know you were there.
Probably not.
Yeah,
that's the way I'm
my
going to
guess.
assume.
So Cedarstone, one of your primary, most attractive products, Coleman talks about it every Wednesday, but free checking.
Free checking, it's very important. And by the way, before we wrap up on that, let me just talk about some really special events that's happened here recently in the community. Last Saturday night at the Capitol Theater I think it was the 11th annual Heritage Dinner that's put on by the Black History Committee. Mary Harris, as you know, is in charge of that. And they had a great turnout. I mean, the room was packed there at the Capitol Theater. Susan and I got to spend some good time talking with Miss Harris and Mr. Harrison. They're both just special people, aren't they?
Absolutely,
They're just jewels of the community. And so congratulations to Ms. Mary for her continued great work with that organization. The very next night was the annual Farm to Table, which is put on by Historic Lebanon. A great turnout by that. Kim Parks, as you know, does a terrific job with that. So
she really does.
Congratulations to her and her board for another great event. Yesterday was the annual Mount Juliet Chamber Golf Tournament. You know, our own Mark Hines.
I heard Mark talking about that. Yeah.
He sits across from me a lot of Wednesdays, so congratulations to Mark and his committee. Great job out there. We had a great time out there with Mark, so congratulations to Mark. And this Saturday night is the annual Hermitage Gala. This year it's going to be on the grounds of Andrew Jackson's Hermitage for the first time in many, many years. That's one of our major fundraisers there.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot going on here in your listening area, and it's a great community we live in.
I know you've been on the board for the Hermitage for many years, and I hope people take advantage of that place. It is such a beautiful grounds, and there's always something going on, and it really is a jewel that I don't think everyone fully appreciates.
Couldn't agree more. It's a great place. It's very authentic, Judge. 99% of the furniture in the house was there when President Jackson was there.
Yeah.
It's the second most visited presidential home in the country. 1,100 acres, all there when he was there. So it's really a great place.
And I'm sure they'll have a big Halloween, fall kind of, they normally do have a hayride and other things. Yeah.
There's so much going on out there throughout the year, so pull up Hermitage.com and find all kinds of great things. I probably burned up my time talking about that, but Simply Free Checking, everyone's got to have it. It's free in every way, Judge. Free checks, free online banking with bill pay. So come see us if you don't already have one.
3 locations, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson. Great people, beautiful buildings, and great service.
Thanks, Judge. Great being with you.
All right. Thank you, Bob. That's Bob McDonald, President, CEO, Cedarstone Bank. Thank you very much. Well, it is my pleasure here to welcome Michael Starr with Health Markets Insurance. Michael is here in Lebanon, just off the square, right on South Cumberland Street.
Yes, sir, just off the square, right there between the used bookstore and then the attorney there.
Oh, yeah. Behind Lanham and Williams.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Michael, Health Markets Insurance. What does Health Markets Insurance offer people of Wilson County?
Yeah, so we tailor the insurance options to people specifically. Judge, we look at we go into a pretty thorough fact-finding to determine really what are their needs, what are they looking for insurance. Oftentimes, people will have insurance through a job. Maybe they leave a job, and then they're without insurance for a period of time. There's options for those people. There's also options for people who have prior health conditions where they have to really find a policy that's not underwritten. So we do work with the marketplace, the exchange. We do that, and also, people really probably most often I deal with people who are aging into Medicare and have some questions. We're a broker, so to me, it really makes no difference. People say, which is the best plan? And I said, until we get your information and look at it, I can't answer that. Well, my neighbor has this one. I'm like, does your neighbor have the same health conditions? Does your same neighbor use the same medications you use? Do they go to the same doctors? And they said, well, that's a ridiculous thing to say. And I said, so would it be for me to answer a question like that without doing a thorough analysis of what you got going on? So
how long have you been working as an insurance advisor?
Well, for the past, since 2011, so we're coming up on 13 years. I love doing it, love interacting with different people each day. Everybody's situation is a little different. I tell people it's not like buying a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk. You know, they want, well, just give me a price. And I said, well, until we get your information, it's really going to be difficult for me to just give you a specific price because there's a lot that goes into trying to determine what's going to be best suited or tailored for them.
So what percentage of your business would you say would be dealing with folks who are aging into Medicare?
Yeah, I'd say at this point, it's a good question, Judge, probably about 65-70% of our business is really revolving around Medicare. The 2 times of the year, or this time of the year between October and through the end of the year, I just tell my wife, don't plan any vacations because people who have private insurance and need to renew their options or look at options, that's going to be the busiest time of the year for us. So,
is this what we call open enrollment?
Yeah, annual enrollment for Medicare and then open enrollment for under 65. So those two, they kind of overlap each other and give us plenty to do through the remainder of the year for sure.
So what would be your advice? Let's say I'm 64 and a half. And I realize that I'm coming up on Medicare eligibility at 65, correct?
Correct.
So what would be your advice? How far before that 65 mark should you really be reaching out to your office and putting these plans in place?
Good question. So it really depends on do I have a group plan? Am I working with an employer right now? Will that insurance continue as I age into Medicare? If I turn 65, I'm going to continue working because of whatever circumstances. Then at that point, there's really no need to activate the Part B Medicare. Part A is activated once you turn 65 if your work history is there. So typically, for somebody who's retiring at age 65, I say, 3 months prior to that date, give us a call. We'll help you with that process if you're confused about how to do it. Can't do it for you, but I can walk you through the steps of what you need to do so that you're all set and ready to go before you turn 65.
Okay. How many, you said you're a broker, so you're not tied to just one company, is that right?
Absolutely not tied to one company. There's many companies we work with, United Healthcare, Cigna, Aetna, Humana, Blue Cross Blue Shield, AmeriGroup, WellCare, Devoted. I probably missed one or two in there, but there's plenty of companies we're tied to, and obviously all of those companies are good. It just depends on what is their situation and what's going to work best for the individual.
All right. We're talking with Michael Starr with Health Markets Insurance. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Coleman and Company on WANT.
All right. Thanks, Judge. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Absolute Kubota. Ride it off the lot. Ride it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Right now, we're seeing this heavy traffic volume pretty much on schedule this time of the morning, trying to get out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County on 24 westbound, coming past Walden Road, headed towards the Antioch area. It's still slow go on 24 eastbound, just before Pleasant View. That's slowing down that traffic coming in from Montgomery County, Clarksville this morning, headed towards Nashville. Watch for some radar. Be careful on I-40 and parts of Wilson County this morning, especially in the Mount Juliet area. Princess Hot Chicken, they are hiring in all locations. Soon they're going to open up that fourth store. Check that website out today at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
It's Brent Stoker with the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame. Congratulations on 30 great years. Wilson County's own radio, vital to the community. No doubt about it, WANT.
Hi, this is Brenda Harper of Wilson Bank and Trust, and we would like to wish WANT 98.9 a happy 30th anniversary.
This is Charles Lee, and it's my pleasure to wish WANT FM 98.9 a happy anniversary.
I'm Michael Starr, a licensed local insurance agent with Health Markets Insurance Agency in Lebanon, Tennessee. Choosing the right Medicare plan for you can be confusing. Let me help you find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. Call 615-830-4875 to speak with a licensed insurance agent for a free appointment, virtually, by phone, or in person, to review your specific needs and help find a plan that's right for you. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed in all states and D.C. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
Lauren Massetti here, singer-songwriter from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm so excited to be a part of the second annual Sips and Sounds of September on September 28th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Rural Hill Farm in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. I hope you'll join us for great food, great sips, and great sounds. All proceeds will benefit Wilson Rides, a local nonprofit organization that provides transportation for senior citizens who no longer drive. Tickets are on sale right now at eventbrite.com or wilsonridesinc.org.
Morning, Judge Inslee Hagen filling in for Coleman, and I've got my guest here, Michael Starr with Health Markets Insurance. Michael, we were kind of talking off the air there. Why is it important, if I'm approaching Medicare eligibility, in other words, I'm about to turn 65, why is it important that I seek advice from an insurance advisor like yourself?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you can be overwhelmed. It can be very confusing. There's so many options out there. The TV commercials are running. They don't help to make it more simplistic for individuals. If anything, they do more to confuse individuals, and they think based on a commercial, I know what I need to do. And I say to them, look, our services are free. You can try to navigate that Medicare and you 120-page book and understand it when you get it, or you can come to me. We get paid by the carriers that we work with. So to me, I love doing it because I think at that time in people's lives, obviously they can use the guidance. There's some people that can do it on their own. I had a individual say to me, I know what I'm doing. I've got it all figured out. I'm going to help my husband. Ended up putting him on just a prescription drug plan and really thought they had put him on more coverage than that. And so it was a year before they could make an adjustment on that. So I say to people, look, it is a time in your life where you probably need some professional guidance. If you get that guidance up front, you probably get it right from the beginning. And then I can obviously show you what's available to you. Then you can make a decision as to what's best for you.
So is there any out-of-pocket expense for your clients when they come to you?
No, so they won't pay me anything at all. People come in and say, I got my checkbook, I want to pay you. I'm like, you don't pay me. We've talked, Michael, for 45 minutes, and I feel like I owe you something. I said, you owe me just the ability to be able to help you. Sure. I'm glad to do that. Refer me to other people as you see the value in what I've done and the time I spent with you. But please don't give me any money. We will get paid. We'll get compensated for what we do. And it's something I really enjoy doing.
I see the different commercials you mentioned, and they're running all the time, especially this time of year. What's the difference in a Medicare supplement versus a Medicare Advantage plan?
Yeah, and so that's a big question. People say, I want the Advantage plan. And they're really talking about a supplement plan. And so they're not clear on what it is. I said both of them are offered by private insurance companies. Medicare supplement will sit on top of original Medicare, really cover the 20% that original Medicare doesn't take care of. That gives you the flexibility to go to any doctor, any provider across the country. For people that are going to travel and have the ability to pay for that Medicare supplement or called Medigap plan, maybe that works out really good for them originally. And also when they turn 65, regardless of their health conditions, they've got a guaranteed enrollment period. So if I got really serious health conditions, know my medical bills are going to be extraordinary over the next several months or years, then a Medigap plan or Medicare supplement plan may be the best for them. Most people, though, or a lot of people, in lieu of that, say, look, I'm already being deducted from my Part B premium. I've worked my whole life. What can I do now? And there's a lot of zero premium Medicare Advantage plans. They offer some things in addition to what original Medicare does do, and sometimes that suits people. They have networks. That's why it's important for us to get the doctors that you're currently going to. If you want to provide the medications, we can sift through that and figure out which of the plans are going to handle your medications best. Certainly, if you're coming off of a group plan, you probably are unaware of the true cost of some of the medications you may be taking to keep your health in line.
Oh, sure. If you've got coverage through an employer, you're not going to realize how much that coverage is likely covering or paying on your behalf, right?
Absolutely.
You mentioned that individual example where the lady thought that she got her husband the adequate coverage and it turns out it was just prescription. If that enrollment period closes, do they have to wait until it reopens to modify their coverage?
Absolutely. Unless there's a special enrollment period that happens to open up, they're really relegated to that time between October 15th and December 7th to make a change for the upcoming year. So
it's really critical to get it right and get it right the first time.
Get it right the first time. That's what I say. Let's just get it right the first time.
So let's say somebody says, you know what, I just want to go straight Medicare. I don't really feel like I need an Advantage plan or a supplement. What does that mean for their coverage?
Yeah, so nothing wrong with original Medicare. In fact, it's a program put in place in 1965. Does a good job for people. It's an 80-20 plan, but there's no cap on that 20%. So people think, well, fully covered from on original Medicare. Most doctors take it. That's all good. There's no prescriptions built into it. There's no dental, no vision. And 20% of $1 million, that's pretty expensive. Sure. I had an individual had to sell a house because he was on original Medicare, thought I've been healthy, never had anything happen to me. That won't be the case probably for the remainder of your life for most people.
Could there be a need to maybe reevaluate one's coverage on an annual basis?
Absolutely, absolutely. Now I have clients, as I reach out to them, Judge, that I'll say, look, you've seen your annual notification of change. How's the plan worked out this past year? Did you have any changes in doctors? Have you added or subtracted any prescriptions? Do you want to evaluate what's out there for the upcoming year? Many of them, in fact, will say, Michael, thanks for reaching out to me. Go talk to somebody who needs help. I'm good. I've seen the changes. I've read through those. It's not as confusing as the Medicare and You book. And I got the couple-page notice about what's going to change in my plan, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Don't need to and don't want to make any changes right now.
You mentioned Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement. Are there gaps in that coverage, and are there products to fill those gaps?
Yeah, Medicare Advantage probably is the biggest thing. People say, I like what's built into a Medicare Supplement plan or a Medigap plan. I can go to bed at night. I can sleep well. I can know that I have no additional cost other than my Part B deductible probably. and that will take care of me. Now, there's different varieties in the Medicare supplement plan. They go from Plan A to Plan N, and there's all kinds of in between. But typically, people say, I want the most thorough coverage I can get if I got a Medicare supplement. Medicare Advantage, you're going to have some copays, some out-of-pocket expenses. Depending on the plan you're in, you'll probably pay a few dollars per day or several $100s per day when you get admitted to the hospital. Those are things that concern people. Also, what if I get cancer and I need chemotherapy, I need some prescriptions for that. I can hit my max out of pocket on my Part D plan pretty quickly. So we offer some senior ancillary products, mentioned that they just fill the gaps that the Medicare Advantage plan inherently has in them. And nothing wrong with the Advantage plans, nothing wrong with the supplement plans, but you really want to know, what does my future look like? Where are my exposures? And are there some protections that I could get just to shore up my coverage a little bit?
We're talking with Michael Starr with Health Markets Insurance. Michael, we spent the bulk of our time talking about Medicare, and you said that's about 65 to 70% of your business. Let's talk about that other 30%. What options are there for somebody who may not have coverage offered through work or may be self-employed?
Yeah, so, and we run into those people quite a bit. We get a lot of referrals because of the service we provide. Today, if my salary or my income dictates, maybe I have my own business, my income dictates that I'm not going to get an advanced premium tax credit, which really, when it comes right down to it, Judge, is really just a reduction put in place to help offset the extraordinary cost of health insurance. So the marketplace may or may not be the best situation for them, because at the end of the day, dollars are dollars. It doesn't matter how I spend those dollars, they're going to come out of my pocket. If they can work through and they're in relatively good health, there's some underwritten plans that they may have access to. The marketplace doesn't do any underwriting, so there's no requirements there. Your health history is important because there may be some additional products you'd like to have to protect your out-of-pocket costs. But when the marketplace was put together back in the Obama era, often called Obamacare, it was really there to safeguard individuals who didn't have options. Their employer didn't offer health insurance, or they were between jobs. And they really just wanted to make sure they still had health insurance coverage, even though they may have had some health concerns.
Right. So what they really need to do is contact your office.
That's exactly it. It's hard to navigate on your own. This administration has hired a bunch of enrollers, but that's their job, Bob. Or that's their job, Judge. It is really just strictly to enroll you in a plan. So if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know which plan is best suited for you, you don't know which ones have your doctors in it, you're going to be flying blind. And that enroller, their job is to enroll you and go on to the next person. They don't have time for you.
And they're not necessarily concerned whether that is the right coverage for you or not, right?
Absolutely. There's no concern.
So Health Markets Insurance, again, let's give out the address and phone number. I want to make sure people have that opportunity to contact you.
Sure. The address is 105 South Cumberland Street, right here in Lebanon. I see people off the square. If you know where the used bookstore is, if you know where the meat market is, the nice meat market, park across the street. You're going to walk there across the way, and I'm right there. My phone number is 615-830-4875. People say, well, if I can't reach you, can I text you? That's a cell phone, so you can reach me by phone call directly. If you leave a message, I'll get back with you. If you text me, I'll get the text message. That's the only phone I have. It works well, and I stay connected with my people any of those ways.
How about a website?
Website, yes. I have healthmarkets.com, Michael Starr. You can reach me there. Everybody's got websites nowadays, so you can certainly go there. Health Markets is a national organization, and there's many agents that work with Health Markets across the country. Of course, I'm the local one here in Lebanon, so we'd prefer if you live in the surrounding area, the listening area, give me a call, connect with me, and we'll help to set up an appointment to navigate your options.
So what if you have an individual who turns 65 in January? So they turn outside, and do they have to wait until the next period, October 15th of the year they turn 65?
That's a great question, Judge. So you open up an enrollment period 3 months before, the month of, and 3 months after you turn 65. So that could be at any point during the year.
Okay.
The plans, at least the Medicare Advantage plans, are always going to start on January 1 for most people. But if I age in, and most people's birthday is not going to be January 1, so they need to know and be aware that they can change at any point in time.
MJ says her birthday is January 1. She's a New Year's baby.
Mine was April 1st. I was always called a fool by my brothers, but...
You've been waiting all morning to use that.
Yeah,
right?
I guess.
So Michael Starr, Health Markets Insurance, it's been a great conversation this morning. I've learned a lot with you. Is there anything that you would like to let our listeners know before we end this session?
Well, just let them know that I'm there. I'm available for them. If you don't know who your agent is, if your agent is not reaching out to you regularly, if you're confused by what your options are or your plans didn't work well this past year, we're coming into annual enrollment period for Medicare. We're coming into open enrollment period for people under 65. Pick up the phone. Give me a call. I'm glad to do it. Yes, we're busy this time of year, but we can schedule you. We can get you into the calendar. We can give you an opportunity to sit down and have a person-to-person conversation and explore your options and give you the best.
What's that phone number one more time?
615-830-4875.
Michael Starr, Health Markets Insurance, 105 South Cumberland Street. Thank you very much. You're listening to Coleman and Company on WANT.
All right, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. It's $59.95 up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation is safety check. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still see that slow-go traffic trying to get in from Clarksville, Montgomery County on 24 eastbound through Pleasant View on an earlier crash. Really crowded now, leaving Murfreesboro, headed towards Nashville on 24 westbound and through the Hickory Hollow area. It's crowded. Vietnam Vets as you get on that ramp to 65 southbound coming in from Sumner County. Watch for radar this morning, I-40 in parts of Wilson and Smith County. Princess Hot Chicken is hiring at all locations. You can go by and see them in person or check out their website for more information at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Simple banking, simply better. Since 2004, that's been our motto at Cedar Stone Bank. I'm Bob McDonald. We know that financial decisions can sometimes be complicated, but that doesn't mean solutions have to be. Whether you're buying a new home, renovating your existing home, or buying a car, or maybe you're a business that needs to purchase equipment or the building you operate from, we have all the technology that will allow you to do your banking online or on the telephone, or you can come in one of our beautiful branches and see our great people. With locations in Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Nashville, Cedar Stone Bank. Simple banking, simply better.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
50% chance of showers and storms throughout the day today, warming up to a high of 86 degrees. Tonight, a 40% chance of lingering showers and storms down to 62, 83, and showers continuing for Thursday. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. Let's look at your forecast. I'm Stormy Clausen.
Good morning. You're listening to Coleman and Company. This is Judge Inslee Hagen guest hosting, and it's my pleasure to welcome Mary Alice Carfee with Kane and Crowell PLLC. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
So what are we talking about this morning with Kane and Crowell?
So at Kane and Crowell, and it sounds like it's a little bit of a continuation of what you were just talking about,
right.
Because we are coming up on the open enrollment plan for the Medicare, and one of the things that we are able to do is help people assess their Medicare plans, their supplement plans, and really determine if what they have is the best thing for them in their situation. We were able to recently save someone a few $100s a month in premium payments.
Wow.
Just because we reassessed the plan that she was getting. The open enrollment, and I only caught the tail end of it, but it's essentially a time when you can take a look at the Medicare supplement plan that you have, whether it's a standard supplement, which is often called a Medigap policy or an Advantage plan. So you see a lot of these commercials about Medicare Advantage plans and things like that. There are other special allowed periods to enroll, but this is the time to really take a look at things. We have a great resource for anyone who's looking to review their current plan or for those who are within 6 months of Medicare age. We're happy to help anyone. We can work with their information, or we can get you in touch with the right people. And obviously, it's for people who are 65 and over, or who are within the 6 months of that age. And we've got Bryson Eubanks is a big estate planner for us, and he does a great job. Angel Kane is working on those as well. We just have a really great team there, and we really care about people, and we want to get them the best possible care and the best possible plans, and make sure that they're in the right situation for them. But we also we do other things besides estate planning. I personally do a lot of family law, some business law, some civil litigation, just depending. And obviously, I'm Mary Alice Carfee. We have Kayla Costley. We have Lindsay Johnson, and also Amanda Crowell. And we're all glad to help in any way that we can.
As a judge, obviously, I cannot endorse a particular attorney, but what I can say is that everyone who appears before me, and most of you all do on a very regular basis, do a great job. And so that's not an endorsement, that's just an acknowledgement that you all do great work there at Kane & Crowell. Would you say that you're a full-service law firm? Is there any areas of law, I guess I should ask it this way, are there any areas of law that you all do not practice?
So we are always happy for anyone to call us. Even if we don't practice that type of law, we can usually give them a name of someone who we know is good in that field. But for example, we don't do bankruptcies. Right. That's an area of law where it's really best if you have a pipeline going and you know exactly what's happening, because the law has changed there a lot. But that's an example of one thing that we don't do, but we do have really good attorneys that we refer people out to. So we're able to help like that.
I know you do the family law, a lot of that. That would include divorce, child custody, adoptions. I also know you do a lot of estate planning and estate administration work as well, right? Correct.
We start from the very beginning and help people with their estate planning process, and then we go all the way through to helping them get their wills, their trusts, whatever they need. And then also, once somebody passes away, we help them probate their estates.
And you all do conservatorships and guardianships as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how does anyone, we'll give out the number now and we'll give it out again before we end, but how would a potential client best contact Kane & Crowell?
So they can call us at 615-784-4800, or they can reach us on the website at kane-law.com. And if you go to the website, you can also email us from the website. There are several ways to get in touch with us.
Okay. So you've got, it looks like a pretty large staff there, right, as well?
We do. We have, how many attorneys? So Kayla, Lindsay, Angel, Amanda, myself, and Bryson. So we've got 6 attorneys, and we've got great support staff there as well. I don't think we could do it without them.
I think you had to recently expand in the office, right? Had to build out the second floor because you're growing so much. Yeah.
We did. So it was originally an attic, and now it, I was going to say houses. They don't actually live there, but they might feel like it. Right? Yeah. But we have 4 of our paralegals that sit upstairs at this point.
And you're at 133 South College Street?
We are, right across from the family courthouse.
All right. So anything that you mentioned right now is a good time if someone's looking to enroll or maybe even modify their Medicare program, right?
Absolutely, because during this enrollment period, they can adjust, what they have. If they want something different, they can adjust any of those things. And it's really good to have someone who is a professional that works in that industry to help you assess if what you have is the best thing for you. And
let's say I'm a potential client, and I'm a lot of times if someone's going through a divorce or potentially what's the process like when they first make that phone call to Kane & Crowell?
So what we do is we set them up. We go through a little bit of a screening process on the phone to see exactly what it is that they need. And then we set them up with an initial consult. And we'll bring them in. We meet with them, find out all about what their issues are, what questions they have. And then they decide whether or not they want us to proceed with their case or, that kind of a thing. And we get started from there.
So you get that initial consultation and figure out exactly how they need to, or what you believe they should navigate and how they should go about it. And then in the process of representation, are they constantly emailing or how are they maintaining contact with your office?
So we have a few different ways. It depends on what's best for that person. Some people don't like email. Some people prefer to just use email. So we talk on the phone. We do email. We have a system where they can actually text us if they need to. There's all kinds of ways that they can reach us if they need to.
Okay. We're talking with Mary Alice Carfey with Kane and Crowell PLLC. Attorneys Angel Kane, Amanda Crowell, Mary Alice Carfey, Kayla Costley, Bryson Eubanks, and Lindsey Johnson are all there to serve Middle Tennessee. I guess you're not just limited to Wilson County, is that right?
Correct. We go a significant ways all over Middle Tennessee. It just depends on the case and where we're needed.
Okay. And again, let's give out that contact information, phone number, website.
It is 615-784-4800, and the website is kane-law.com.
Is there anything else that we haven't covered?
Well, there's a lot, but I don't think we have enough time for that. So,
well, Mary Alice, it's always a pleasure. Great to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Judge.
PLLC.
Thank you.
All right. So our second segment here this morning, we have from the Lebanon Breakfast Rotary, President Shelley Thompson Gardner and Randy Ryan. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I believe you all are approaching your major fundraiser, one of your major fundraisers, I guess, coming up here in about 2 weeks?
No, actually this Saturday.
Oh, it's this Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
September 30th.
Okay. It's normally in October, right?
It is.
I guess
it is normally,
okay.
yeah.
So this Saturday, we're having the annual fish fry, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And so let's give out the basic information, where, when, what time, how much, all those things.
Okay. It's at the Expo Center. It's at the south end of the main building there at the Expo Center. And we will be all set up. We'll have people out there directing traffic. A lot of people choose to do drive-through, and we'll have that set up so that people can just drive through with their ticket and pick up their fish fry dinner, and we're hoping to see a lot of people.
Also chicken, yes.
Yeah, and yes, we do have chicken. Some people don't like fish, and so a few years ago, I think they figured out that we needed to have some chicken also. What it will consist of course, is fish fillets, fried fish fillets, French fries, and coleslaw, and hush puppies.
And a dessert. You can't forget the dessert.
Yeah, absolutely.
My mouth's watering already. Sounds great.
It's from 4 to 7,
okay.
And it's $20 a ticket if you come to the door. Yep.
So $20 will get you fish or chicken, fries, and all the fixings.
That's right.
Plus a dessert.
Yeah.
Good dessert.
And a drink.
And a drink, yeah.
It's hard to beat that. That's a pretty good price, and not to mention, it's for a really good cause.
It is. Rotary does a lot of great things worldwide. Yeah. And Lebanon Rotary, I've only been in the Lebanon Breakfast Rotary Club about 4 years. And it's just amazing to me some of the fantastic things that we've been able to accomplish here in the Lebanon community.
And since he's been here, we have made him our fish fry chairman, which he has done an amazing job at. He really has. But the good thing about Rotary is all of our sponsors and all of our donations and everything, it goes right back out into the community. Right. So when you spend that $20, just know that it's going somewhere in our community.
Well, I've been in the Noon Rotary for going on 16 years now, and I like to say the Breakfast Rotary is the Texas to Tennessee, so there wouldn't be the Breakfast Rotary without the Noon Rotary, right? Mm-hmm. But you all do great work, and we're honored to partner with you guys at the fair.
Yes.
We just wrapped up the fair booth and had a really, really good year in spite of all the hot weather.
We did.
This annual fish fry, I know, how long have y'all been doing this? 7 or 8 years?
11. This is our 11th year, yeah.
11th year. Time flies.
Mm-hmm.
I know when this began, you all had no idea that it would grow to what it is, right?
Right.
That's right.
And you all are able to raise a tremendous amount of money through the efforts of your club members and getting sponsorships, but also selling the product. But what are some of the programs that you all have been able to sponsor because of the money you've raised through the fish fry?
Oh, goodness.
There are so many. It's crazy. And I had to bring my notes and everything. Yeah. And when we get all of this list every year, it's just, to me, I'm just blown away.
Yes.
It's just overwhelming. Some of the club projects that we've done in the last couple of years, we've done Vine Branch Fellowship Community Garden. We do Cumberland University scholarships, Fine Arts Council at Cumberland, Owl's Army. We do a Sherry's Hope team every year, and we have a grade level literacy book gift program that we sponsor. And the Rotary International, of course, and I didn't know this until I joined the Rotary, but Rotary was very instrumental in basically wiping out polio worldwide.
Right.
And it's just a great thing to be involved in. And there are so many I couldn't possibly
There's
get.
CASA, Lebanon Special School District. There are so many. I think that putting the PowerPoint together for the fish fry, there was probably 35 on there that I had listed. So, yeah.
That's amazing what you're able to give to the local community, and I think that's a wonderful thing. We're approaching 7:45, so we will go ahead and take our break. We're talking with Shelley Thompson Gardner, President, Lebanon Breakfast Rotary, and Randy Ryan, member, Lebanon Breakfast Rotary and Chairman of the Fish Fry. Before we go to break, I want to say good morning to my wife, Andrea, and my children, Emmeline, Inslee, and Natalie. They should be on their way to school right now, so I hope you all have a great day. And I love you, and I'll see you later on. You're listening to Coleman & Company on WANT.
All right, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota. Write it off the lot, write it off your taxes. Visit Absolute Kubota. Take advantage of the Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment, tractors, RTVs, hay tools, or turf products. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. A couple of accidents still getting some attention out here. Anderson Road at Edgewater Drive. It's pretty crowded trying to get out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County up through the Hickory Hollow area. Saw some flashing lights on a stalled vehicle 24 westbound at Ellington Parkway. Still running slow coming in through Pleasant View right now on 24 eastbound. That's delaying a lot of folks in from Clarksville and Montgomery County on an earlier crash. Don't miss it this year. Smoky Mountain Fall Festival at Obergatlinburg. It starts this coming weekend. Check it out now at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hi, I'm Chip Chapman. One of the highlights of Wilson County is this very radio station you are listening to right now. 30 fantastic years, and I wish you another fantastic 30 more.
This is Brenda Rare with All About Holidays. Want to wish WANT happy anniversary.
Hi, my name is Greg Wood. I'm Operations Director at WNWS-FM in Jackson, Tennessee. Want to say congratulations to Wilson County's own community radio, WANT, celebrating 30 years on the air with community radio.
I'm Michael Starr, a licensed local insurance agent with Health Markets Insurance Agency in Lebanon, Tennessee. Choosing the right Medicare plan for you can be confusing. Let me help you find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. Call 615-830-4875 to speak with a licensed insurance agent for a free appointment, virtually, by phone, or in person, to review your specific needs and help find a plan that's right for you. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed in all states and D.C. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane & Crowell. At the offices of Kane & Crowell, we understand the complexities that come with family law matters. Whether you're going through a divorce, working through child custody or support matters, or needing a will or trust drafted to protect your family assets for future generations. Kane & Crowell, 615-784-4800. Your local leaders in family law matters.
Good morning. You're listening to Coleman & Company on WANT. This is Judge Inslee Hagan. It's my pleasure to have our public defender, Shelley Thompson Gardner, of 15th Judicial District, who's also the president of the Lebanon Breakfast Rotary this year. And I guess You've been president now for, what, 3 months, 4 months?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And looking forward to June 30th of 2024, right?
Well, I said I'm looking forward to January. I know so much happens between July and December. It's like we constantly are on the go and we never stop, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much.
Well, I know you have done a wonderful job, and I know you'll do a fantastic
you.
job as president, and they're lucky to have you in that position. We were talking, this is really to promote the Lebanon Breakfast Rotary's Fish Fry coming up this Saturday, 4 to 7,
Yes.
At the Expo Center, South Hall. And we were talking about some of the different programs and things that you all have been able to sponsor. Most of the funds raised will stay right here in Wilson County, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's correct.
Obviously, we pay international dues to Rotary International, but that is borne by our members, right? So this is the money raised here is not paying our dues.
Absolutely not. It goes right back out into the community.
So if you love fish, fried fish or fried chicken, either one, and want to support a really good cause, come out this Saturday from 4 to 7 and spend $20 and also hang out and enjoy some camaraderie with the folks out there. I know you all have been able, because you've raised the money you have, you've all been able to purchase what I would call a fry rig, right? You've got a big trailer. Tell us about that trailer.
Well, it's pretty interesting. We have 6 commercial fryers on the trailer. It's about 30 feet long, and it's the way it was designed. We actually kind of borrowed the design from another Rotary that does a big fish fry every year. It
wouldn't be Smyrna, would it?
It is Smyrna, and of course they do theirs at the airport, and it's huge. And I go to that, and I really enjoy it. And a lot of their people come to ours. Yeah. They've been very supportive of us. I actually have the thing at my house right now, cleaning it up and everything, because we have to store it in between, know, and so I have to get it clean. But it's just marvelous, to see how well everything works. And we have so many people now that have been helping us with the fish fry since the start that it just works like clockwork.
Mm-hmm.
How many members do you all have in the Breakfast Rotary?
I believe there's around 86, 87 that we have now.
And of that, it's your members who volunteer their time to make this fish fry happen, right?
It is. And, we couldn't, and I'm going to just kind of give a shout out to some of our sponsors because without obviously the members in Rotary who volunteer their time, our sponsors are who kind of help us. And our title sponsors this year are the City of Lebanon, the Gordon Bone family, Middle Tennessee Electric, Pavilion Senior Living, and Smyrna Ready Mix. Our corporate sponsors are Tim Leeper Roofing and Suncrest Real Estate. And then obviously our concession sponsors help us so much. That would be Advanced Propane, Coca-Cola, Houston's Meat and Produce, Performance Food Group, Shenandoah Mills, Shoney's of Lebanon, and Zaxby's. So,
which is near and dear to your heart.
It's very near and dear to my heart, and that's another thing that this community is so supportive and so giving, and we're privileged to do a couple of fundraisers during the year for some of the charities here, and people just turn out. It's insane. We just have to have a lot of extra stuff, on those days.
We really are blessed. We talk about it and we hear it, but to live in Wilson County is a wonderful thing.
It is.
It is.
We've got some great people here. So fish fry again. Let's talk about 4 to 7 Saturday, South Hall Expo Center.
There's a drive-through. You can come in and eat, or you can come through the drive-through.
Right.
So you can eat inside if it's hot. I haven't looked at the weather for Saturday, but
it's supposed to be good weather.
Supposed to be nice.
Of course, we're still 72 hours out, so who knows?
Anything can change.
It is Tennessee. It could change. That's true. Some other things that you all would like to know about, or like folks to know about what's going on with the Breakfast Rotary?
Well, this is, as we said, this is our big fundraiser every year, but we do things throughout the year. For instance, we're going to be doing a habitat build and helping with one of those. There's there's just so many things that we get involved in, and that Rotary overall gets involved in, that I never realized, until I became a member, just how much that we do in Rotary for charities and for communities and for, like the Appalachians and all of the different programs that we have going on, and the water programs that we have now worldwide in areas where, I'm sure everybody knows that if you don't have good water, you can't sustain life.
Exactly.
So
all four clubs in Wilson County, though, get together and do things.
Right.
So in Lebanon and Mount Juliet, we all get together and do the habitat build. We all do the Read to Succeed, which is we give first graders in every school a book every month. So that's a good thing that we all partner on and do. But we have the habitat build coming up, Purple Pinky Donut Day. So if anybody wants some Purple Pinky Donuts, Dunkin' Donuts, and that goes back to polio.
And that's a tremendous thing. The
it
amount
is
that
amazing.
Duncan puts back into Rotary. What is it?
I think for every $25 box that you buy, it's $187 that goes back to
really
the
a
Polio
lot.
Foundation. So that is a really good thing. And then, of course, we have the Bernie Bass Award that we'll be doing in November. And so, I said, let's get to January.
So we haven't mentioned this, but you all meet Thursday mornings, is that right, at 6:30?
Thursday morning, 6:30 at First United Methodist Church, which was the Fellowship Hall, but I know that it's the Hessen Hall.
Hessen Hall, exactly. It's where we meet on Tuesdays in the Noon Club, same place. And I think you all have Houston's caters your meal is like just
breakfast.
like they do us. So if anybody's interested in exploring the Breakfast Rotary, is it okay if they
Please
just come by?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
As for me, you can be my guest.
Well, it's my pleasure this morning. We're talking with Shelley Thompson Gardner, our public defender of the 15th Judicial District, and also the Lebanon Breakfast Rotary president this year, and Randy Ryan, the chairman of the Fish Fry, and we're promoting the annual fundraiser for the Lebanon Breakfast Rotary, the Fish Fry, this Saturday. Is there anything that folks need to know? Should they call in advance, or can they make pre-orders?
Well, that's one of the things that we're not able to do is have the pre-orders, but we move people through pretty fast. We know how to anticipate what we're going to have cooked and all of that, and we have food warmers that keeps everything warm, and we're able to and they're on wheels, so we load them up and roll them right out to the folks that are handling the drive-through and into the people that are serving inside. So it moves pretty fast, and the traffic will be directed. We'll have signage that will help people to know how to go through the drive-through, which a high percentage. I was kind of surprised at the percentage of people that actually choose to do drive-through.
It's been a hit.
Yeah, it's huge.
So.
It's huge. And we will have some live music inside also.
How can folks pay? Cash, card, check?
But all the above.
You'll accept anything?
All of the above, yes.
Right. All right. Do you have any idea how many pounds of fish that you cooked last year?
Oh my gosh, I'm not sure how many pounds it was, but I can tell you it was huge. And this year we're anticipating a lot more people than we had last year. Last year we almost doubled the number of people that we had year before last.
My goodness.
Yeah.
We expect that this year we're going to almost double the number we had last year.
Wow.
We've kind of come out of COVID slowly, and last year I think we were kind of surprised really at the number of people that turned out. And then this year we know that people are getting out a whole lot more. All you have to do is just be out around.
All you have to do is drive down West Main or 231.
Exactly.
And sit in traffic to know that everybody's getting out. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, add 15 minutes to your normal trip.
Exactly. I was amazed this morning. I left my house at 6:30. I live on the west side off of 70. And I was amazed at how much traffic was on West Main Street at 6:30 in the morning.
Yes.
And it wasn't like they were all trying to get to the interstate to go to Nashville. They were here. They were staying local.
Oh, yeah.
It's just amazing how much this community has grown. Mm-hmm. We've got about 2.5 minutes or so. So Randy, why don't you kind of summarize what we're doing, what this is, the fish fry for Saturday.
Okay, this Saturday, September 30th, 4 to 7, we'll be having the Lebanon Breakfast Rotary Fish Fry. Come out, it's $20. A lot of people will already have tickets, but you can purchase them at the door. We expect that we're going to have a big crowd, so come early and often, and we're really looking forward to raising a lot of money to go right back into our community, into all of the great charities that we have here in our Wilson County area.
Shelley, why don't you go back down our list of sponsors? I think it's only appropriate to mention these folks that really make this possible for you all to raise these kind of funds.
Our title sponsors are the City of Lebanon, the Gordon Bone family in memory of Gordon Bone, Middle Tennessee Electric, Pavilion Senior Living, Smyrna Ready Mix, and then we have 2 corporate sponsors, Tim Leeper Roofing and Suncrest Real Estate. We have a ton of other sponsors, but those are actually our big sponsors. And then obviously our concession sponsors. We probably couldn't do this without Performance Food Group, PFG. They have been amazing with this. Advanced Propane, Coca-Cola, Houston's Meat and Produce, Shenandoah Mills, Shoney's of Lebanon, and Zaxby's. And this year we're going to have a little different dessert. I know that Shoney's normally brings the little pies. Well, they donate those to us, which is amazing. But Houston's is actually going to be bringing us some desserts too. So there may be some banana pudding and different things. So
now
you'll want to get some dessert.
I think I could eat my weight in banana pudding, and that would be something. Mm-hmm. Well, again, it's my pleasure this morning. We're talking with Shelley Thompson Gardner, 15th Judicial District Public Defender and Lebanon Breakfast Rotary President, and Randy Ryan, the Chairman of the annual Fish Fry. So it's been my pleasure of hosting this morning. This is Judge Inslee Hagen. You're listening to Coleman and Company on WANT.